That was completely different than the last presentation in a great way.
You think the numbers are legitimate?
I was actually going to ask you what you thought about the numbers.
The numbers seem to fall into a margin of acceptable error. Cole?
Well, I'm going to have to run the numbers myself, but I think they work.
Angie?
On the plus side, the technology integrates with our platform well, and there aren't any barriers to the benefits or comp package systems. On the minus side, it will take resources to make the complete integration, and that will impact the supply chain management project. Also, I'll need to see their employee concierge portal to sign off on that. I can work well with Iggy. I'll just need to get him to shut up when I ask a question.
All right, how long will it take?
I knew you were going to ask how long. I'll have to get with Iggy, but if we really push, I think we'll get the most important pieces of the portal up in 30 days, plus or minus. That gives us another 30 to deal with the supply chain management problems.
The thing that has put me in the plus column on this is that they could show the hire to departure schedule and why it's longer if we implement their program. I think that the employee concierge is actually what we would do ourselves. We just don't have the time to focus on building it and running the business.
I agree that the presentation was impressive. It was better than the last one. I have to say it again. When you let other companies come in and take over critical processes like managing our entire employee interface, you potentially damage our culture.
Stop. Stop right there. Okay. Sue, that's a soft term. What is culture? And how can you measure it?
It's how people believe that they are treated and valued in the company. It's the understanding that management really cares for them. It's a certain esprit de corps that happens in the community of a group, or, in our case, a company.
So how do you know that you have it?
It's more of a feeling. You have to talk to people about it and see if everyone feels like they are moving in the same direction. I just don't think you can get that with an outside company.
So what you're really saying, Sue, is that you're guessing, but you really don't know.
We do use an outside company for our cybersecurity and a different one for our supply chain management. We also use a different one for our break-fix on everything from laptops to our servers. Sometimes things are good, sometimes we have to work through it. My experience is that it takes about 60 to 90 days to get aligned.
I don't know how we grow if we don't try something other than what we have been doing. It just isn't working.
This is a plan that I can pitch to the board as a significant change in our key area of challenge. Cole?
If the numbers work, we'll put it in the board presentation.
I'm just saying that it's risky.
What we're doing now isn't risky. It's failing. I'd rather be risky.
Risk concerns are noted.
I think we should move forward to contract negotiation for the longer-term agreement and work through a memorandum of understanding in the short term so we can get started.
I need to put my team to work on this now if we're going forward. I think we can make this work.
All right, we're going to move forward on this. Bill, you and Cole figure out the numbers fast and get the MOU done so that we can start working. Good. Cole, what are the next issues this group can help with for the board meeting?
With Job Pillars winning the contract, what will they do to move forward? Can they meet the time frame? How much fuss will Sue's fuss be, and what impact will it make on the implementation? Stay tuned for the final episode of this season of Sales Tales of Chase Harlowe.
Episode 9, 6 of 1. Here we are, we're right at the very end, and they have to choose between one of the two solutions that they figured out. That has to be presented to the board, and one of the core pieces of this is that the board is the fire. It reminds me, I was thinking about Red Adair. Red Adair was a smoke jumper, which means that you kind of put out oil fires, whether it's in the desert or it's out in the ocean, and he gets hired by companies to go and solve that. And the thing about it is so the story goes this way, that he's sitting in his office, phone rings, he picks it up, he starts talking to somebody on the other end, and the other person's talking, and Red Adair doesn't stop, he just hangs up. The other guy in the office said, well, why'd you hang up? And he said, oh, the guy wanted me to go ahead and put out an oil fire. And the other guy says, well, why didn't you talk about putting out an oil fire? That's what we do. And Red Adair says, if a guy asks you how much money it costs to put out an oil fire, it ain't been burning long enough. And that's where we are right now. The fire is now burning.
Well, and one of the visions for this is just the idea that there are all the players. You've got the board as a player. You got the leadership at Acme Lasers as a player. You got the problem as a player. And they all got to come together into this one meeting.
It really is the final moment of a decision. And we go back to the board is the first problem that has to be solved. And the plan is the solution. They don't have to even be solving the problem. They just have to be able to show the board that they have a complete plan. In doing that, what is Acme really being sold? What is Job Pillars putting in front of them?
Yeah, so what you actually then see in the next one is their Job Pillars understanding that a complete plan and a solution, through all of the back channel conversations that they had after the last presentation, is what they need to bring to the table.